they will take the TEFL too seriously.
Okay.
E.
So the joke was about.
The
First one
real
is
fantasy,
E.
E.
Ah, la
This
E.
is the
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
ya va, y luego
But
ya
you
va.
know that they take
Yeah.
the real fantasy pretty
Yeah.
serious.
Okay. Could we?
Good job. Yeah, first one is E. Very good.
Yeah, maybe the open door thing, right? You open the door, another disaster. Right? Yeah, we can check again, but
La F era siguiente.
Beginning makes sense. Maybe the C, in fact, into that because you see some public going to this business.
yeah,
I mean, it's the only one.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I think I don't know.
Let's have for spot number 2. I think is
F.
D. So we're
Yeah.
looking at these. Either F, that means that the meeting is over.
Oh,
So
C.
I think it's F, right? In an instant, the meeting is over.
Okay.
Ahí es.
I think that D sounds like it fits, right, with the story, but I don't think he expected to face this problem, right? Or else he wouldn't have made the joke. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I think in an instant, the meeting is over, unsigned contracts vanish into briefcases, right?
But it
And then
is so like,
it's over.
to really.
Yeah, that's where you read it
Number
out.
three?
I mean, yeah, I mean, about,
As well, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for D, again, I think that
it's like
he
the
didn't
way to
expect
show,
to
you know,
face
the-
any of these problems,
there's
right? He thought he was okay.
Like,
Does anybody have
maybe
something
else
different for 3?
Okay.
Ah, so it would be B.
B, yeah. How is he supposed to know, right? They take their royal family so seriously. You'd think, right?
I think, I thought, okay. It was a harmless joke.
So what do you guys have for 1, 2, and 3?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
E and F and B.
Yeah, very good. What did you get for 4?
A.
A. Yeah.
And C. Makes sense.
Yeah, I think that D, right, is the one that
Yeah,
does
that's.
not fit because he didn't expect to face any of these problems, right? Very good.
Anyway,
He tried.
I mean, you always can, you know, if you don't know actually this kind of things, that you can, you know, bring something from this country and give them like
Yeah,
like,
C.
maybe, yeah.
Like, to your host, I would like
C. Please. Contract me. Okay, what about 4 and 5? How are you
Four is
guys
A?
doing? 4 is what? Yeah, 4 is A, exactly.
C.
Yeah, very good, you guys. Exactly. I think we all got the same answers. E, F, B, A, C, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, great job, you guys. Okay, so up here, do we know what we call these in English? What types of verbs are these? That's okay. That's why we're in English class. It's like almost, we almost got it. All right, we call them modal verbs. Yeah, exactly. Let me write that up for you guys so that you can remember. There are more modal verbs than just these, but these are the ones we will focus on today. And modal verbs can be put in some categories. Two categories we are working with today are obligation and permission. What is the difference between obligation and permission?
Permission you can ask, well, something that you ask, and
Mhm.
obligation is something that you need to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Sister?
And need is up there. Yeah, very good. And so obligation is something you do not have a choice about, right? Permission, you have a choice. One thing to remember is just that need is not technically a modal verb, but it acts like one. So that's why we're using it today, right? And it's very commonly used as a modal verb. So again, with your partners, try to put each of these verbs into a category. Is this a verb of obligation or a verb of permission, right? Very good.
Done?
Permission.
Cada permission
Need to do something.
I don't
Obligation, right?
I
Well,
think so.
as you used it with obligation, right?
Yeah.
The other one?
May permission. Yeah, may I look at
Oh my god, I forgot. O2 what? I think it was
what's down like
key.
know.
O2, I mean, what context could you use O2?
Ought to?
Yeah.
So we will work with some examples of ought to, but for the sake of this, it is obligation. No,
No.
yes, it's obligation, yes.
Not permission, need obligation.
Should is.
I probably,
I need you to do this.
I need to do the task or I should do something. It's like,
Also use it to ask, should I do this instead of like, you
actually,
should?
I think these can be both.
Yeah,
Can, may,
but could.
permission.
Okay.
Let's-
Okay, I'm sure.
Let's discuss together.
Should, not should the obligation.
I think we have some concerns about should, right, across the room. Okay.
Mean word.
Let's start from the beginning. Can, what is can?
Permission.
Permission, right.
Yeah, that's permission is also.
Must.
That's one.
Obligation.
Very good. Need,
Obligation.
yeah, obligation. May,
Permission.
Permission.
very good. Ought to,
Obligation.
obligation. Should,
Obligation.
Permission.
yeah. Should is obligation.
I should study because if not.
Exactly, exactly. It's obligation, but it's not as strong as must, right?
Yeah.
You must study, no choice. You should study. It's an obligation, but
For yourself.
for yourself, or it's really what it is it's advice, right? It's a
Yeah,
suggestion.
advice, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe the person who's telling you that you should study isn't your teacher assigning an assignment. So they can't tell you you must study, but they can tell you they suggest it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Should and ought to are very similar in that way. You ought to study, you should study, and could
It's permission.
is permission, right? So for example, if you ask, should I call you? You're asking for advice. Do you think I should? Do you think I shouldn't? You say, can I call you? You're asking for permission, right? Am I allowed to call you? Very good. Okay, on page 1, going all the way back to the beginning. We have a grammar activity at the bottom. The first section are obligation words, must, need, ought to, and should. And you're going to put those into these sentences. There is not one right answer for each of them, but for example, should and ought to can often be switched, and must and need can often be switched. However, usually you won't be able to put either must or should, right? Some of them will be in past tense, some of them will be negative, so keep that in mind, right? Yeah, you can work together.
Yeah.
I said I need.
Yeah.
What are you thinking for A? So think about it this way, if you're apologizing for being late, well, you're already late. And this, I think, right, is the reason that you're late. So if it's the reason that you're late, it happened in the past.
Oh, okay.
So you're saying,
Yeah,
I'm sorry I'm
You
late,
should
I,
apologize, that you know, design.
what did you, and then this one's difficult because should,
Must.
it was must, it was an obligation, but I'm thinking I needed to, right, make a phone call.
Okay.
So you're using the, yeah, needed, yeah. So it's in the past.
I say I had to make a.
Yes. I had to is also a very good thing. It's not one of the words we're using here, but no, but exactly. That's a very good sentence. Probably what I would say as well. But yeah, here I needed to make an urgent phone call. And of course, if it were in the present, one moment, I must make an urgent phone call. You could use must or I'm going to make.
Okay.
Or I have to make,
together.
right? Yeah.
You shouldn't shout or you mustn't shout.
So this one, I actually think would be you needn't shout. Or
Okay.
or you don't need to shout, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. However, this one would also be past tense, right?
But you have to put should have apologized or
Exactly, yeah, should have apologized. You could also should have.
So what
Use that like present perfect tense, right?
sorry. In order to say the first sentence in a past time,
Actually, we have the could here.
would it be?
If
Just,
not,
all you have to do is use needed or past tense, needed to.
But if I wanted to use
I
must,
think you never, you must take.
Must doesn't work
You never
In
have a
that
chance
way,
to
I
use
would say I had to or I needed to.
so when I use must, it has to be always in the
It has to be
present.
in the present. Or
That's why I
it was
couldn't
confusing,
figure out
right,
how
yeah.
it is. Okay.
Exactly, yeah, no, that one, there is no way to.
Yes, I understand.
You won't, you mustn't. Because you,
I don't know what that means actually. What it means? TESOL.
you shouldn't tell anyone.
Yeah, exactly. and
Okay,
there's
it's
a
like,
secret.
okay,
It's a
okay, it's like
secret.
secret.
But a soul is like your soul in your body, but
Okay.
it's just a phrase, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I'm thinking you mustn't.
Yeah, very good.
You mustn't,
Yeah, mustn't, yeah, you mustn't tell a soul. It's a a bit of an older phrase, right? But it's a bit dramatic, right? You mustn't tell a soul my secret. Yeah,
Shakespeare
there we go.
wrote that.
Yeah, exactly.
There were hard.
Should.
Yeah, I think this is should. We should move to word.
Because it's like an.
I mean, the language is the teacher, maybe people say must. Should, must, I think, can work. Do you think I'm complete?
Do you think I should complain inviting or should I just do it? We haven't used our.
Yeah, there is should, right? Because it's like asking sometimes advice.
Which number are you on?
Letter G1.
G? G?
I should.
This one? This one, you could use it in both. You could say, do you think I ought to complain in writing, or should I? Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that. We haven't used our.
Well, you can use both of them, but either of them work in both. However, here, the second one would be just should, or should I just? Ought to I just?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes
it's,
sense.
yeah,
I
okay.
think really you can say ought I just, but it's a bit of a weird. So,
Okay.
do you think I ought to complain or should I just?
The three is must.
No, debimos, claro. Sería muy más.
We're just going to take about 2 more minutes, so if you haven't done any permission yet, maybe go over there and just see if you can get some of those done as well.
Okay.
Where are you guys at? Where are you? Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, exactly. We didn't need to take a tent. Tent is when you're camping
But we're.
in the wilderness, you sleep in a tent.
You
Right,
have
does
to-
that make sense?
You have to pay.
Attractive as 16.
So I'm thinking
Higher.
you can drive a tractor at 16, but you can't drive a car until you're 17.
Yeah. And
Must not tell.
Must not. Mhm. Must not, or you can make that a contraction and say you mustn't.
Must, I wrote must.
you can.
Yeah. Mustn't or must not. Same word, yeah, very good. Yeah, should work a lot harder, right? What about this first one over here, permission?
You couldn't vote? Yeah, like 20 you were 21.
Yeah.
Vote.
In this one, in the ordinance in 69,
Mhm.
can we put you couldn't, you or you couldn't?
Yeah, so here you have to add your own verb, right?
Yeah.
They don't have one for you, so you couldn't vote, I think would be the better.
Vote in election, okay.
Mhm. Very good.
Can drive a tractor.
They wanted to
Don't
keep
you-
the police station for Christmas.
So he
He could.
You
can drive a tractor.
Mhm.
You can try.
Could go home, right?
But you cannot, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cannot or can.
Because like they
Either,
wanted to
yeah,
keep
same
him
word,
at police
cannot,
station.
or can't.
And then
Yeah.
he's like the lawyer arrived and then. he
Usually
got go
cannot
home.
would be
Yeah.
used just for emphasis, right?
Yeah.
You cannot do that. But in normal speech, we would just say
Okay.
can't.
Hey.
Can I borrow your pen for a second? Yes, of course.
Okay.
You couldn't participate.
Or vote,
But
right?
me,
You couldn't vote in an election? Very good.
do a suggestion.
Okay. I'm going to bring you guys back. We're going to move forward. But great job with these sentences. And in this next section, you can definitely refer back to them. What I'm going to have you do now is you are going to write some advice for that man you read about in the article. He clearly needs some help with his business etiquette, right? So what you're going to do is write some advice to him. Now, there are things you can give him obligation, such as you must not joke about the royal family, right? Or more generally, you can give him permission. You can do this, you know, if you want to.
Okay.
Maybe it's for women, you can wear a skirt or you can wear pants, right? Permission. And then also, it doesn't just have to be directly to this man, but you can also write some general business etiquette for any business travelers, right? So some general permission or obligation advice.
So we make a little writing.
Yeah, you can make a list, work together, right? Make a little list of things that you would say.
Brainstorming?
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A little bit of brainstorming.
very good. Exactly. So just what you think is a good idea when you need to be a business traveler.
But in England or whenever.
Don't make jokes.
Well,
I
and
guess
then
that's
you
not
can actually
yeah.
write about
maybe
Spain.
like,
You know,
okay.
you can write in English,
Yeah.
because if
Depending
you,
on what
this
culture
man
you
was
Yeah.
from, was from somewhere else
Before
going
you
to
start
England.
any
Maybe you can write some advice to him, but then you can write some general advice for people coming to Spain, right? Which might be to expect kisses
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Do heavy research of the background.
First, do research of the company.
Vamos a poner así la frase, lo que
And if
hicieron.
you think about it, so you have the word do there.
You
So how
must,
do
you
put
must
a
shake hands with a man.
a verb?
You
To
should.
give two kisses with
You
one.
should.
Maybe you should, yeah.
You should.
Could would be a little bit of a weak,
I
right?
think
You could do
should.
research,
Yeah,
right?
you should.
Yeah.
You don't have to, it's good.
Mhm.
Maybe should.
Very good.
On the background.
Thinking. Still thinking? Yeah, very good.
Okay. What else?
So, be careful what jokes you make.
Okay.
Ah, yo puse una de la mano y buscar la derecha.
Maybe, you,
You need to be careful with the jokes.
with anything
But here in
that you
Spain,
say,
it's not-
actually.
So much necessary. I mean, people are willing to laugh here.
Well,
Yes, I actually know that. I mean, for instance, actually it's too generic to say that. For instance, if you are going to Barcelona right now, you know, you're not going to joke about independent
Yes,
things because it's
that's
very
obvious.
sensitive topic. So, but I mean, but if is someone from outside, from I don't know, Italy or China, they are not. They don't know about the situation right there, you know, they could end up
But if
making joke about that.
But if
So-
they are business people, if they are going to do business to Catalonia, they will know about the
Yeah, I
situation
mean,
for sure.
maybe the second
So
second
maybe
meeting or something like
depends.
that.
On
Well,
the situation.
And I also think one thing that is important to remember is that sometimes, especially if it's in your second language, right, or your third language, or
Yeah.
it's much harder to make jokes, right? Because
Yeah.
you lose a little bit of
Yeah.
subtlety, right?
Yeah.
So jokes, I think, being lighthearted, depending on the culture, can be more or less accepted. But I feel like even if I heard someone making jokes in Spanish, I would still, politely laugh at the joke, but maybe not make any of my own, because my Spanish is
Yes.
not good enough for joking
You
yet.
might, you might lose the punch of
Yeah.
the.
Yeah.
Exactly. Have any of you ever had any business travel stories or things that, maybe a culture thing you learned going to another, both of you? Would one of you like to share?
She worked in a Korean company,
Uh-huh.
and she had
Now also.
big problems with the culture because they
Yes.
are very different.
Yes.
It's very difficult because of their culture.
Yeah. Did it take you a long time to adjust, or did you find it was
Yes.
easy to? Yeah, exactly.
To understand what was happening,
Mhm.
maybe 3 months.
Yeah, very interesting. Do you still work for that company?
No,
No?
I
Do other
leave
things
the company about 9 months or something
Ago.
like that.
Yeah, very good. Well, thank you guys so much for class today. I hope that now remember this, modal verbs, right? Remember the name. And
We won't forget.
yes, and this can be used to give any sort of advice, right? For any situations. But yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Same to you.
For your time.